Hi Sunshines, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Lydia and I am a 23-year-old fresh grad in Singapore. So in my last video, I talked about how much money I have as a 23-year-old. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave it in the description below and also up top over here. Since we're on this whole chain about money and finances, I thought this week I'm going to share with you guys what is my most expensive purchases so far. The way that I'm gonna do this is I have split up my spending into different categories, and then I'm going to take you guys through the most expensive purchases of each category and do a little story time on each of them to explain like why I thought it was necessary or like why I wanted it and how that justified the spending for it. The first really big category that I have is health, because by far the most expensive thing I think that I have ever spent on myself in this 23 years on earth is going for LASIK surgery. I got LASIK surgery more than a year ago, and it's been something that has been kind of on my to-do list or on my considerations list for a really long time, because myopia kind of runs in my family. I started wearing glasses at the ripe old age of 8 years old. Both my parents do have pretty high degree. By the time that I was just about to get LASIK, it had reached about, I think, around 500 or 550 for my left eye and about 475 for my right eye. And I also have astigmatism. I always dislike the feeling of having like glasses on me. You know, like when you're lying down and you want to sleep and also like scroll something or like just want to read while you're in bed, but you can't lie on your side when you're wearing glasses because it will like press against your face. And also, if I didn't want to wear contact lens but I just wanted to go out, you know, Singapore's weather is really hot, it's really humid, and I sweat within like 5 minutes of going outside on a normal day, and it's really uncomfortable to have to like keep pushing my specs up. You know, I do think that glasses look really cute on some people, but I'll just feel like kind of uncomfortable because I never really loved the way that I looked. So because of this combination of factors, both physical and mental, I would say, I saved up and I decided to go for LASIK. The total cost of LASIK was $4,869. That was for the day of the surgery because my consultation and my surgery was on the exact same day. But 1 week after LASIK, you also have to go in for like a follow-up appointment, and for that I paid $44.94. There's also a 1 month post-surgery checkup, and that cost $52.97. One of my biggest irrational fears is going on a cruise or like just being on a ship or anywhere like near a body of water and becoming trapped, like a Titanic situation. And then like what happens if I lose my specs? What happens if I lose my whole vision because of an emergency and like I would just feel so unsafe in that situation. So that's an irrational fear that stopped after I had this surgery. This procedure gave my eyes a new lease of life, and hopefully it does stay that way, so I am trying to have better eye health too. By the way, my clothes are up here, so don't mind them. The next big category that I have is definitely travel, and I did make a podcast talking about how much I spent on my grad trip over here. My grad trip in Europe was probably the most expensive trip that I've been on, barring exchange, which I also made another video on here. Living in Europe or even traveling in Europe is not the cheapest thing. So if you want to know about like my budget and allocations and how all that went, they're all in the description down below as well. The next category that has to be talked about is definitely tech. First item on this list is my Apple MacBook Pro. That takes the cake as by far the most expensive piece of tech that I have ever bought for myself. I got it right before I went on exchange because my older laptop that I was using went through a little bit of a conundrum in which I accidentally spilled some water on it, which was totally my bad. But because of that, like a little bit of the screen had kind of grayed out, so it was really inconvenient to use. And because I was going overseas, I just didn't want that to be my only screen. Going overseas, I definitely wasn't bringing my monitor there, and because of that, I treated myself to a 14-inch MacBook Pro in space gray. It was just the base model, 16 gig memory and also 512 gig for storage. For that, I paid $2,769 on the dot. That's one treat that I got for myself. The other one is this iPhone. This is the iPhone 12. Before using this phone, I was using a iPhone 8 and I bought this iPhone for $1,050, which I got off Carousel. I can't quite remember if it was like brand new. I don't think it was brand new. I think it was like really lightly used. The person was just like offloading it because he wanted to get another phone, so I copped it off him for $1,000 whole, which is a lot of money. But you know what? It was also in my birthday month because I got it in April 2021, so I was like, fine, it's a birthday treat. I'm just gonna get like a good phone that I can use for a good number of years. And also at the time I had just gotten into vlogging, I think, and like making videos, making content. So I also wanted a good phone that could help me film relatively good quality videos. Your girl is gonna talk about fashion now. Most, if not all, of the branded items that I own, like bags or like a couple pieces of clothing here and there, are because my mom has handed them out to me. For example, this bag from Fendi that I feel like is so cute and goes with so many outfits, and it's just like a nice little purse. This is not mine. This is from my mom. Hence, the most expensive fashion items I have, I would say, are a set of activewear that I have from Lululemon. It's not really a set, but it's a sports bra and also a pair of green leggings that I bought when one of my friends, Viridis, was working at Lululemon, and they had this friends and family sale that she invited her friends to, so I was lucky enough to receive the invite and I went and got their pieces on sale. The tights, I remember, were 50% off. The sports bra wasn't 50 off, but I think it was something like 25% off the full price. I think it was roughly $40 to $50 for the bra and maybe like $60-$70 for the leggings. This is just relying on brain power. Nothing that I own in terms of like daily wear is as, I would say, like branded or expensive as my Lulu items. Second fashion item that I know is probably the most expensive is my Reformation dress. It is a dress that I got off Carousel because there was a formal night function in hall. I am so into backless tops, backless dresses, you name it. So I found this little black number, so I bought it for $100. And I've worn it, I'll say like 2 times, which makes it about $50 per wear. But you know what? I always feel really good when I wear it because it's everything that I have wanted in a dress. So if I ever have a formal function, I am pulling it out. Hopefully that will lower the cost per wear for me, but it's definitely not a daily dress. It's like an evening, a cocktail function. Yeah, in living memory, I think that is the most expensive piece of clothing that I have ever bought for myself. In the same vein, let's talk about skincare. I drop a good amount of money on skincare very, very regularly because I always need to top up my own cleanser, my own moisturizer, all of those things. Like, it will be a consistent expense. In terms of value, my most high value skincare item that I use is this mugwort essence. The retail price for this is $45. If it's a good deal on Shopee, I can get it for $25. I've definitely shown it before in my videos as well, and it's just something that I really like on my skin because it's very lightweight. I feel like it's not gonna irritate my acne. It helps to soothe a bit of redness too. And I'm one of those people that gets really comfortable with skincare, so once I find something that is decent for my skin, given how volatile it is and like being oily and acne prone, I am more on the safe side. I don't love experimenting with too many new things, which is why even though this can be pretty pricey, I will still pop up for myself pretty regularly whenever I need to. It's not a super cheap basic item that I would recommend to everyone. It's like more of a luxury thing for me because I feel like it makes my skin feel better, and I'm willing to pay a bit more of a premium on these items because skin is something that matters a lot to me, and like I like to look after my skin as much as possible. The last category that I want to talk about is just going to be called miscellaneous because I don't know what other word to use for it, but it's where I'm going to park my Cantonese language lessons under. I paid for 2 rounds of packages and together they cost $458. In these packages, I got a set of 1-hour one-to-one tuition classes with a Cantonese and English speaker. She would give me tuition for 1 hour every single week on learning Cantonese. we would talk in Cantonese. She would give me like these practices to do and like vocabulary sheets. I was motivated to do it because my family speaks Cantonese. Like both my parents are very fluent Cantonese speakers. My dialect is not very good. Like I can understand words, but I have trouble speaking it because it was not something that I practiced growing up. And like I think in English, so it's hard for me to process things in Cantonese and then like say it out very naturally. So that was something that I have wanted to improve on for really long. I was pretty happy doing those lessons actually. I wouldn't regret spending money on things like upskilling, just like upgrading myself in general. So while it's not something that I am doing right now, even though I would like to, I would definitely do it again, and I think I will probably look into something similar in the future, whether it's for Chinese or like Mandarin or my Cantonese, or even like a whole new language that I've never experienced before, because it's fun to learn new things, but especially Cantonese because it's so related to like my family and my heritage, and I just wanted to work on it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was fun and entertaining, and if you resonated with any of the things that I spent on, feel free to let me know down below. I will see you guys again very soon. Bye!